And here we are again. It is Thursday. It is 6 o'clock in South Africa. It is, I believe, 11 a.m. in the East Coast of the United States. It is, gosh, I think 9:30. There's an echo of me listening to myself. It is 9:30 p.m., I believe, in India. And the reason I mention India is because today we have a guest host from India, one of my dearest friends outside of the rest of the world, really. Asia, this woman, I don't even know what to say. And that's kind of funny because, of course, the theme for Innotivity Live these days is this: speak up, say what you need to say. Now, sometimes on Innotivity Live, we have 20 or 30 people, and sometimes we have 2 or 3. Doesn't matter. We're here still to say what we are going to say. And what I have learned this past week is that even the greatest speakers, people who are professional speakers, who have really staked their careers, they're living their entire real purpose in life on what they say and how they say it, all of them, each and every one, have something that they wish they could say that they're not saying. And they also have stories of how they got to be able to speak up. So without going on further, because I know you're not here to see me, you're here to see Shivvani. So welcome, Shivvani. This is Shivvani Rawat from New Delhi, India. Shivvani, I'm not going to even introduce you because I can say so many wonderful things about you, but just tell us a little bit about yourself and how the topic of being able to speak up, how that's important to you.
Hello, Michael. How are you doing? And thank you for having me here and giving me this opportunity. Okay,
thank you for being here and taking up the offer. And well, I'm just going to have my coffee while you share about yourself.
Yes. So, while you said speak up what you have to say, that itself for me, few years back, I used to feel so nervous, and especially online like this. Oh my God. Because there was so much of self-doubt and there was so many things that would not allow oneself to speak up. And once you feel that, hey, it was all in the space of just judging yourself, I realized that stop it, Shivani, just go on. Whatever you believe in, just speak up. So yes, since 7 years it has been, I've been working for my calling. I was in corporate for 15 years. I used to handle retail, fashion, international brands. And since 7 years, I'm into the work of working with people. So when I say working with people, it's all about transformation coaching. It's about corporate training, healing, tarot card reading, facilitating meditation, breath work, and it's all about people. So it's just, I feel, just say what you have to say. And yes, I would not say that sometimes I still don't get nervous or I don't have that fear in me, but I feel that it's just have the fear and do it anyway is the question, and just be open to receiving what is coming your way. So when Michael said, "Hey, Shivani, you want to come on live?" and I said, "Yes, I do."
So are you, Shivani, just to clear this up, are you saying that you were afraid?
Oh, a lot. Oh my God. I had so much of fear. Yes, I was afraid. I could never speak up on the mic itself. I
But
used to be so
even to come on
nervous.
this particular broadcast now, were you afraid? Because you said, you have the fear and do it anyway, and then you said, well, you just decided to say yes. So is it something that you a little bit nervous about being here now?
Uh, Not really so much. But you know how when you just go on live, there is that, even if there is that 10 seconds or 30 seconds nervousness, it's there. And then you feel that, okay, once you've said yes, just say what you have to say. It doesn't
Well,
matter. There is nothing like right or wrong.
yeah, I mean, it really, what's there's the speaking and there's the result of the speaking, right? And the fact is that I know lots of musicians, a lot of musicians, and I don't think that they go up on stage and aren't a little bit afraid, but they do go up and they do play. So I'm going to ask you to share with us in a minute. I mean, I know one of the things that you're big on, that you're very skilled with, is helping people breathe properly, and doing that is a form of speaking as well, right? I mean, that's another form of actually expressing yourself.
Yes, true. It is. It is.
Can you
Yeah.
say a bit more about
Yeah, I mean, see, when we say that, yes, we have that fear or we are nervous, there's something that is within us which we feel that, we are not able to express. And that could be anything. And that fear could be coming from anywhere. And like, you said that, yes, I do work with people in terms of breathing. Once you are really with your breath and understanding, you are really in the present moment. So the breath work really allows you to be in the present moment. So even if you're nervous in the present moment, something that you're not able to speak, or you have that fear that if I say something, what would happen? And that again, the mind is, bringing that within us, that what will happen. But once you are with your breath, you just speak, you're there in the present moment, it really doesn't matter. You will take action the way you want to take action. So I would just say, just take action, just be there, and just be with your breath. Yes. So even if the
that's
breath says, oh, there's little nervousness, just do it, just go ahead. It's like I'll give you an example. So I was in the
yeah.
corporate and I used to feel very nervous even talking to my seniors or my bosses, that what would they say, how would they respond, how would they react. And now I feel it was all in the mind. I mean, it was just my thought. It wasn't that they're not going to eat me up. I mean, they're just going to respond or react. I've already taken the fear of their reaction. So I wasn't obviously open to that fact. I was nervous talking to somebody, my senior, it was very intimidating for me.
For sure. I mean, I think most people are intimidated to say certain things to certain people, and who those people are, or which things that those are specific to individuals. Um, Before I get to the key question, I think that really gets everyone on this broadcast that we talk to a little bit flustered, I guess. So just be ready to be a little bit flustered.
Yes,
I just
sure.
want to say to whoever is watching right now, and even if you're watching on a recording, or if you're watching live right now, go ahead and type in the chat, and tell us you're here. And if you would like us to help you, actually say the thing that you're not being able to say, or even just figure out what it is, because I think the two big blocks people have is, one, do I know what to say, and then the other one is like, do I dare say it? So please feel free to let us know in the chat if you're here and you would like that kind of support. And if you're too shy to say that, that's okay. Just have a listen to what Shivvani's sharing and see if it can help you. I do want to say that if you are watching, please do register for reminders of this each week at this address, which is really simple. It's bit.ly/Innotivity Live, and it will actually help you, remember that at this particular time there is a live going on that you can watch, and then you can actually join us each week and see what that week's guest has to say about saying stuff. Right. So again, if you want to watch that larger, it's bit.ly Innotivity Live, and I suggest you go ahead and do that right now so that you're able to actually not have to worry about it later. But having said that, I will come back to the question, Shivvani. What is it that you need to say that you have not been saying?
Such an interesting question, Michael. Really. What is it that I need to say that I have not been saying? That I still fear a lot of things. I'm still afraid of things. I yeah, I really feel that though there are a lot of times where there is a I can say that you put up that face of being strong, and yet there are moments when you're weak. And I feel that when we authentically accept that, yes, there are moments that I am weak, it really connects you to yourself, closer to your own self. So yeah, if I can say that, if I say yes, I have become bolder, yeah, maybe certain percentage. But if I say I've completely become so bold, no, I mean, I haven't. I'm still afraid of things.
I get that. So I get that what you're saying is that you're still afraid of saying certain things.
Yeah,
But what
yes,
you're not
I
saying is
am.
what is the thing you're afraid of saying?
Mm,
I know it's a flustering question, right?
yeah. I mean, while at this moment there's so many things that are coming, and you just feel that, what should I
Say
say?
one.
Should I say
Just
this?
say one. Just one. Just pick one. The one. That one.
Uh,
That one right there. The one that just flashed through
I
your
though
mind.
see, okay. So one thing that's coming to me is that though I say, because of, like, I'm into spirituality, and I say that, it's nice to be little detached and yet love everyone. I would say that I'm still feel very emotional about my family, and most of the time I don't show it.
Okay.
So I think this is what I would like to say, that yes, I am.
I think that's worth repeating, and then tell your family to come watch this.
Yes.
Go ahead and tell your family what you want to say to them.
That I love them, and yes, and then also that I show up that I'm very strong, but yes, I'm still very emotional. I try and preach. I definitely preach about loving everyone and not being detached, and slowly getting unattached, because that's what it is, the way the life is. And yet you love all of them, but I would say I'm still attached.
And you know what? That's a fantastic thing that you've shared. I mean, I think we're there's so much attachment we have to saying we're unattached, right?
Yeah.
Uh, and so not only you're attached to being unattached in a way, um, like
Yes.
what's so bad about being attached now and again, you know? So
Yeah.
it's brave of you to admit that you are attached sometimes to things.
Yes.
And I mean, as things go, being attached to your family, possibly a pretty reasonable thing to feel, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. And somewhere that's the truth, which I think I have been hiding behind and not telling the truth to my own self.
Got that.
Yeah.
So will you tell them the truth now?
Yes. Yes,
And
I
what I
will.
mean, what is it? Maybe what's the impact it's had on your family that you haven't told them?
Uh, maybe I mean, when you say impact, so is the impact what you're saying, that what they feel about me, or what I feel, or what's.
No, the impact for them of you not saying the truth to them.
Yeah, so maybe they feel that I don't really open up. I don't share my emotions.
Well, I guess you don't, right? With
Yeah,
them.
not as
And
much.
what's the impact of that on them, and how do you think that makes them feel, or what does it do for them?
So they probably feel that I am a bit distant. Yeah, that could
But you
be.
actually
Wow. That
care
takes a
about them.
lot to say. Yeah, I mean, yes, I'm sure they feel that she's a little distant.
But you actually care about them a lot, right?
Yeah, I do. I do.
So here's the question: what's the impact on you of actually having them feel that you're distant when you know, in fact, you're not in your heart?
I just feel that at least that's what I've realized lately or now that, Shivani, just be yourself. If you feel anything, just share. I think a lot of times we don't end up sharing because you just feel you might be making the other person more emotional, or you might be, in anticipation of what the reaction would be or what the response would be, you kind of hold yourself and not really share that because you just feel, oh, the other person might get emotional or might not really, understand. So it's like already, uh, just feeling that I have created it, I would say.
Yeah, and if you think about that, as someone who does say most of the things you want to say, and you say it fairly regularly and clearly, what is it like to realize that this one thing you're not saying has that impact?
I feel the compassion that I have within me, I'm just holding, and not sharing it with others. Not with others, sorry, with my family. The compassion that I
Got you.
have, I'm not really sharing that. I'm just, keeping it. So obviously for them it is, maybe for them it is, that she's distant. And though I am so compassionate, but I don't really show and express.
So, Shivani, I'm going to turn the conversation away from you a little bit
Hmm.
and towards some advice and input we can give to people that watch this. But before I do, can I get you to promise me that you will go and talk to your family?
Yes, that's a promise. I will.
And by when will you do that?
After this program, I mean, I live with my mom, so definitely I'll speak to her.
Wow. Okay. You live with your mom and she feels you're distant.
No, I think that's what I feel because of, I'm
Yeah,
not that she's said it, but I'm sure that I
I got it.
don't really express the way I should.
That's incredible though. I would have never guessed you live with your mom. I thought maybe she's across India or something. Um, I don't know the way you spoke about it, right? It's like it's fantastic. I mean, it's a wonderful twist of irony that like you actually just get off this call and go straight to your mom like down the hallway,
Yeah.
let her know that you
And
haven't been
speak to
sharing
her
stuff.
and then share with her that, hey, mom, I'll show you my true self.
And then what I'm going to ask you to also do is do a post, LinkedIn and anywhere else you can. Hashtag speak up or hashtag say what you need to say. Will you do that and tell us what happened?
Yes, I will. Definitely.
That'll be awesome. Thank you. I know that whoever's watching this will want to get that follow up. So look for that hashtag, people. And so, Shivani, let's turn to the one tip, right? If you're going to give people a tip to deal with them not feeling like they can say what they need to say
Hmm.
from your experience, and maybe you can partner it with a story from your experience, what it is that you would tell them to do and how they could actually be better at speaking up and maybe, yeah, like I said, connect that to a story of how you learned that or where it came in handy or maybe where you failed to do it. I think people would appreciate that.
Sure.
I'm gonna make you
That's
big for
really
that.
very interesting, Michael. Thank you. So I would say that what you can be today, just express yourself and don't let any experience of the past come in between your way that you can express today. Whether it's with your family, with your friends, your colleagues, your bosses, your business partners, your life partner, your children, just just say it. I mean, if something has happened even yesterday, don't bring it today, because today is a new day, and bringing the experience of the past will only uh, make your relationship, it'll narrow your relationship and it won't broaden your relationship if you bring the past. If there is a experience of the past which has made you afraid or threatened, I feel being here today and just saying what you have to say today is more important.
I didn't start the broadcast this way, but my stepfather passed away about 4 days ago. We had the
I'm
funeral yesterday.
sorry to hear that, Michael.
Well, but you know what? Thank you, but doing these broadcasts around saying what you need to say, it really helped me make sure that I actually did that. Even though he was actually in a coma, I actually got my mother to put me on the phone with him, and I told him the things I hadn't said throughout his life, 49 years of them being together. And she felt like he heard it, and what you just said there, that's at the bottom of the screen, the be here today. I spent nearly 49 years not saying certain things to him, and what I said in 5 minutes when he was in a coma made a big difference to me, and I hope to him. And the part of it that I hope made the biggest difference is for him to be reassured that myself and my brothers will make sure my mother's okay.
Yes.
She's still very, very healthy and very, very vibrant, and she has a lot of years left in her. So, I know that what he would have been worried about most, I would think, is she going to be okay? Um, so I did manage to take your advice a few days ago, and really just deal with what there was to say, in this moment now. Um, so I think it's I think it's great
That's so
advice.
nice. I mean, you could express yourself, and I'm sure he was listening to you.
My mother thought so. She thought that the way he moved his body and moved his hand and stuff was expressing that he heard, and he was taking it in, and what he thought of it, I don't know, but it really is a wonderful piece of advice you're saying, which is really simple. Like, just maybe when people get stuck and they feel like they'll get around to it tomorrow. Sometimes there is no tomorrow. I mean, there literally was no tomorrow, and that's an experience that I, we hear about, we sometimes have, but there really was no tomorrow. By the day after that, he was not going to hear me at all. And he only went in the coma that morning. So I had intended to speak to him that day. And had I not kind of internalized this piece of advice, I think I might not have said that. I would have just thought, you know what, he's not going to understand me anyway. So if we can approach that, approach life like that maybe tomorrow, whoever you need to say this to won't be there, or maybe the issue will have gotten so much worse it doesn't even make sense to bring it up. Today is the day that you can do it.
Yes.
So it really
And
is a
maybe
very
today is the last day for us also. It could be speak up whatever we need to speak up today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and this is such an interesting and honestly a deep topic that you've chosen, every week, of speaking up. It's so important because I feel just expressing yourself is the key. It's the key to any relationship, and relationship is not only family or friends. Relationship is all about even work. We can even speak to our own work. It's like as if it's an identity.
Say more about what you mean by that.
So
I
I
didn't quite.
mean, yeah, so we can speak up. It doesn't have to be that we are talking to so it's just like how we talk to our pets, right? We talk to our pets. they're not responding back to the same language that we're talking, but it's the energy that they give. And it's the same thing I feel when it comes to work. So, work is also energy. We can actually have a conversation and talk to work and any such thing. We can talk to money, we can talk to good health. It's like
I
they say,
get
if you
you.
have a pain in any part of your body, talk to that pain and you will get some kind of answer, energetically. It's like, I'm sure you've even heard that we can, when we infuse good emotions and good vibrations into water also, it's good for health, because water also has energy.
Talk to the water.
Yeah, and it has energy too.
So what I wrote down there, pretty much what you're saying, right? You can talk to anything.
Yes.
I got it. It's really beautiful. I talk to the water though. That's my favorite. I think
Yes.
I'd like to ask everybody, if you're watching this on recording or live, please go talk to the water. Everybody has water, whether it's in your house, whether you have to walk down the road to the river, whether you have to wait for the rain. Imagine every time you're with water, talk to the water. I love that, Shivani.
Thank you, Michael. And by the way, water is the most healing agent. Like, there are elements like fire, water, sand, ether. Water element is the most healing element. So if you talk to water and infuse good vibration and then drink the water, it's actually somewhere healing your body.
That is tremendous, Shivani. Talk to the water. I almost want to just say we've got like 3 minutes left here, but I'm going to end us there because talk to the water is, I think, when we summarize Shivani Rawat's contribution to this conversation. Is it okay if talk to the water is kind of the summary? I talk to the
Yes,
water.
yes, I love that.
I mean, imagine if every time you have something to say and you're scared to say it to people, you just pretend you're talking to the water. No one's afraid of water. Some people are afraid of deep water. I know I'm still afraid of the ocean because there might be a shark or something. But just water. No one's afraid of water, right? Is there like a fear of just water, like a cup of water? I don't think it's you couldn't survive, right? I don't. I don't.
Yes.
I've never heard of that before.
And we are 80% water. We are
Right. I mean,
80% water.
right. So talking to the water is really talking to ourselves. I'm gonna have to bring you back in the future, Shivani, just to have a conversation around talk to the water. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do a whole event around talk to the water. I love this. Thank you so much.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Wow. Remember, I told you when we were preparing this, I said the first 15 minutes go a bit slow, and the next 15 minutes fly fast.
Yes,
Really,
it did it.
it did,
You
right?
had your experience, yes.
It did, right? So people that are watching, please go register here to get reminders of upcoming Innotivity lives. Also, please follow us on YouTube. I'm not very good at getting people to do these things, so I just try to ask them to do it. If you really want to be generous, whatever, please go do that. On Sunday, we are having a tremendous webinar about how to use creativity in coaching. But if you want to get information about that, you have to inbox myself or Shivani. We're not going to promote it and waste your time here advertising something that is different than this. But Innotivity in action on Sunday. So please come on Sunday. And if you want to do that, just inbox me or Shivani. Shivani, anything you want to say about Sunday?
Oh, yes. So this Michael has specially arranged for Asia, and it's at 3 p.m. India time, IST, and we would love to see everyone, definitely from Europe too, and from Asia, and be a part of it. And I have personally done the certified course with Michael of creativity and innovation, and I just love it. I mean, it has really opened up that creativity DNA, I would say, within me. So there are a lot of times earlier I would just do anything, just, like, okay, I love creativity, and I love to, do things in a more creative way. But there are a lot of times by default, that a life is running by default, and even your work is running by default, and you don't bring in that. But after doing this course with Michael, I feel that, every time, oh, so I would think, have I really added that flavor of creativity? And that itself is like an innovation, I feel, where you really think, oh, have I added something creative? And this really helps, in coaching. Like we can do, there are different kind of coaching programs, but what when we bring that creativity into coaching, that really adds the flavor. So
Thank you,
thank you,
Shivani. And if you
Michael.
want to see her talk about more of that on Sunday, she's going to do the same thing. We have two sessions, one for India, one for the rest of the world. And yeah, part of what you need to say is to speak up is creativity in its essence. So, my God, Shivani, we're a minute over. So I'm going to cut us off because we could go on
Sure.
for another 30 minutes, I promise you. And you would be like, oh my God, that was so fast.
Yes.
So, yeah, thank you, Shivani Rawat.
Thank you.
It's been an
Thank
absolute
you,
pleasure. I look
Michael,
forward to doing this again with you
for
sometime.
having me here. Yes, I look forward to that.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you,
Salute
everyone.
you. Goodbye to everybody. Innotivity
Goodbye.
Live.